Ooh, welcome back to another episode of the Get Back Coach, presented by Apollo Media. Jay, we have on the horizon probably the most anticipated weekend in college football so far this year. But before we do that, Jay, tell them who we're sponsored by.
Yeah, this season we are partnering with BattleBets to bring a fun new way to test your college football knowledge against your friends to fans of the sport. Now, what is BattleBets? BattleBets is fantasy betting exclusively for college football. That fantasy means absolutely no money, 100% free to sign up and play and test your knowledge. So create a league with your friends, place bets on college football each week with fake money. You can bet on spreads, over-unders, money lines, and props. So track your bets and earn points throughout the season to win your leagues. Download the app on the Apple Store. And now, if you don't have Apple, you can also sign up for the web version. Again, all free to sign up for BattleBets. Just let them know we sent you by selecting the Get Back Coach as your referrer in the ambassador section. Again, 100% free to sign up and play. So sign up for the Battle Bets Get Back Coach League with us. And there's also weekly prizes in the Battle Bets Community League. We will have links to Battle Bets for you to sign up on all of our socials after the pod. Jake, it's not just Apple anymore.
It's
We've
everything.
got,
It's
if you got
the
an
internet.
Android, you can sign up. It's
I
fine
know.
now.
It's
We got
great.
it. It's great.
Everybody can. Everyone can participate now in literally free betting.
Yeah.
Free fantasy betting.
Except
Why
for the
wouldn't you?
weirdos in like northern Idaho who don't have internet and are completely,
Well,
we don't have to talk about that.
we don't have to talk about the Vandals and Tigers or whatever allegiance.
I don't know that they have any kind of college allegiance, but
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
we're starting off the rails, brother.
Yeah.
We're getting into it. I had a long trip,
I was just gonna
so
say
my brain is scrambled.
we should start there. So how was your trip to the Sun Bowl? One of the meccas of college football.
Yeah, it was a blast of a trip. So for those who don't know, I drove from Houston to El Paso this weekend for the game between ULM and UTEP. The Sun Bowl is one of the most iconic venues, and I don't think the pictures do it justice at all because you walk into that stadium and it's just kind of nestled in the mountains there on campus. UTEP also just an incredible campus. All of their architecture is inspired by Bhutan, which is a small mountainous nation next to Nepal. They have like a traditional Bhutanese temple on campus. Really,
Oh,
one of the
okay.
coolest things I've ever seen. Just a super unique place. And for those of you that aren't familiar with El Paso, again, 10 hours from Houston. It's probably a good 9 hours from Dallas. It is in the far, far western reaches of Texas in a desert with mountains kind of looming over it. It's just an incredible spot. The views, we got up to Scenic View, like the Scenic Road, I think is the name of the road, overlooking El Paso. We got up there at night and you just see the entire city of El Paso lit up, but then you can also see across the border into Juarez in Mexico in the state of Chihuahua. It was also lit up, just an incredible scene with all of these lights along the desert floor. There's also lightning in the background, so I think that just kind of added to the mystique of that view. For the game itself, UTEP, obviously I wanted the Miners to pull it off. I thought it was would have been really cool to see a home win. It wasn't meant to be. At one point UTEP fell behind 31-7 to Louisiana Monroe. They rallied back to make it close. It was a one-score game, and UTEP had a couple chances to make it. They would have gone up, right? They were down by 6. So if they get a touchdown or an extra point, they win that game. But it wasn't in the cards. Either way, though, just so grateful for all of the hospitality that I got to experience from the folks at UTEP. Grateful for all the views, the great food out there. I mean, just incredible Mexican food in El Paso. We had a blast, dude. Like, it was a fantastic time. And that's a program that I'm always going to have a special place in my heart for because those folks were incredibly welcoming to us.
Yeah, I mean, that is a program that I feel like you and I had just always have our eye on it, and we're always kind of pulling for them. They had that upset against Boise a couple years ago. We were real fired up for it. But like you said, and when we had Mike Barker on, the Sun Bowl is such an underrated stadium, and for you to experience that, I'm extremely jealous. Wish UTEP could have pulled it off, but it also sounded like they kind of not rolled out a little bit of a red carpet for you. I saw you were on a radio show, got some swag, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to Adrian Broadus for having me on the radio show out there in El Paso, and the UTEP football program sent me some swag. I got this nice new hat
Oh,
here
very
that I'm probably
nice.
going to wear pretty often.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a great golf hat moving forward for me. I wear that out on the links, but
Look sharp.
again, like everyone was so welcoming. Everyone was so enthused about people being out there, and part of it is just like, again, El Paso is so far removed from the rest of Texas. It's still, and I think I have a greater appreciation for the city itself after that trip, because it's its own thing, right? Like it's definitely Texan, but being where it is, it also has the Mexican influences. It has the new Mexican influences too. Uh, One of the things that was really interesting to learn was I think UTEP is the only undergraduate program in the United States that is a majority Mexican American undergrad
Really?
student body, which was
Wow.
really cool to learn about.
Mm.
And again, just the views from the Sun Bowl, it is otherworldly. Like I really don't know how else to describe it, because it's kind of high up in the mountain, so you still get those looking back down the valley into, again, El Paso and Juarez right there. Like it's just something completely different, man, and
Yeah.
it's something that any college football fan owes it to themselves to go experience at some point, because it is a I mean, a real cathedral of college football. It's not as big as like an A&M or a Penn
Mhm.
State, like the places that we're used to going to
Right.
games at, but it's still pretty big. I think it seats like 51,000. So,
Mhm.
if UTEP can get some magic going and fill that place up, I mean, I can only imagine how much and these people want to like, they want to support the UTEP football program. It's just been so tough these past few years, but if
Mhm.
you can get into, like, 8, 9 wins, El Paso is gonna be jumping at the Sun Bowl.
Mhm. I mean, I love Scotty Walden, and I do think he is injecting some new energy in that football program. So I'm excited to see what he does with that football program, because I think they're improving. I do see an improvement in them, and yeah, love our miners. Hope they start stringing some wins along.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and
but
again, thanks to all the people of UTEP that made this trip so special. Thanks to Scotty Wald and the UTEP coaching staff. I mean, they hit me with a lot of suggestions. Some of them we didn't get to take part in just because we may have stayed out a little too late on Friday night,
of course.
as one does. But I mean, again, just had a blast.
No, that's awesome. Um, well, Jay, really quick before we get into Friday, because there's some good stuff on Friday. We have to shout out another Texas team that played on Thursday night, because the Rice Owls, baby, beat Charlotte. Jay, the Rice Owls are 3-1 right now.
Yeah, and they have a win over the Louisiana Raging Cajuns as well. Really
Mhm.
surprise win there for that program. This offense is just it's fun. It is
Mhm.
a,
It
again,
is.
option type offense. If you're not familiar, and the Owls are playing incredible defense too. They are going to pound the rock. They're going to try to run the ball, and they did it with success against Charlotte. We'll see if they can keep that up this season. Uh, I think we're going to have to talk a little bit about the American at some point, because I feel like
Yeah,
that is going to be a super competitive conference
it
as this
looks
season
great.
goes on.
Mhm. No, it really does. The thing for Rice, they are 3-1. Navy and Florida Atlantic coming up, I almost believe are must wins, because then it's UTSA, UConn, Memphis, UAB, North Texas, South Florida. That is a gauntlet. I think they can beat UAB though.
Yeah, I don't know if Navy's must win, because I think Navy's going to be pretty solid.
Mhm.
Uh, but you look at like any game that is winnable, you got to take advantage of, because
Yeah.
it's a tough slate.
Mhm. But hey, Owls 3-1 so far. Good for those Owls, baby. Friday night, Jay. Friday. All right. Do you want to start with the good or the bad?
Why don't we get the bad out of the way first?
Okay,
Let's
get the bad
let's
out of the way.
dive into the and it's bad for some, good for others. Good for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, who
Great for them.
pull off the first win against Oklahoma State in Stillwater since 1951. Jake, at that time, Oklahoma State was still Oklahoma A&M, and I feel bad for Oklahoma State because they actually won the Send Jay Away fundraiser. $8,000 donated to
Amazing.
food banks. So really grateful for that. We ended up raising $12,086, by the way. That was the final count. But kind of feel like some of that money might need to go towards a buyout for Mike Gundy because
it might.
This was a great performance from Tulsa, but man, it was shocking to see how dominant they were in the trenches in the first half. It felt like Tulsa was just running the ball really well, and also just not giving Oklahoma State any room at all. I mean, just a really, really good performance for the Golden Hurricane and a massive win for Trey Lamb in his first year there. A guy who, like Scotty Walden, is a younger guy. He's 36 years old. Definitely a young coach for the FBS level at the head coach position. And man, great for Tulsa, but Oklahoma State just looks lost. I think it's the best way to describe it.
And, we say that a lot. Like, the team looked lost. This player looked lost. They look lost in every sense of the word. Disjointed on offense. Jay, that first half, Tulsa dominated that first half. And, this isn't, hey, defense has to get settled in. Offense has to get into. No, this is guys are not where they're supposed to be. There are gaps in run support. You have guys running down the sideline that are wide open. Now, Oklahoma State tried to battle back, which is insane that I have to say that late in the fourth quarter, that Oklahoma State has to battle back to beat Tulsa. It's over. If it wasn't more clear, it's clear now. Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State is over. Now, he was not officially fired yet, correct?
No, he hasn't been fired yet. I haven't seen any from this weekend.
I haven't seen anything. I wonder if they're just letting it go.
And part of me thinks part of the reason is also you will run the risk of guys redshirting and just sitting out the rest of the season once you do fire him.
And then go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of sucks, but I understand. But yeah, Jay, they're bad. Like, they did clean it up on defense in the second half, but their offense is just awful. Like, how is this the same program that a couple years ago was putting up, 40 points a game? And even in the years after, Oklahoma State at least had a decent defense that they can hang their hat on. And now listen, I know they only gave up 19 points, but I don't want to take anything away from Tulsa, but also I think this is the first time in my life Tulsa won a meaningful football game.
There was a few. I mean, you had the GJ Kinney years whenever he was quarterbacking Tulsa, where they were really, really solid. I think they had not too long ago in the American, there was a year where Tulsa put together a pretty good run. But I think this is far and away about as good of a win as they've had in probably the past 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Again, Tulsa's one of those, I think, like, forgotten programs sometimes in the middle of the country, and huge win for them. This is over for Gundy. It has to be. You have to cut ties. I did see something on the message board geniuses tweeted out about someone saying, let Gundy finish the whole year and let him sulk in it. Just let him marinate in how much he has failed the football program. And when his time does come, Jay, which is coming soon, Gundy did a lot of great for Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
He built that program back. And they were a program that wasn't recruiting the best, but every couple years was putting out that not only competitive but competing for Big 12 championships. Not always winning them. I don't even know if I think he's only won one or two, but they were always good. He did the most. He got the most out of those guys. But like George Washington gave up being king. And I think at some point Gundy had to have the presence of mind to step away and say it isn't working anymore. However, you go out on your sword.
Yeah.
But he's hurting. I think right now he's hurting the program right now.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. And the other piece of it too is this is 2 years removed now from OU and Texas being gone. It feels like the conference is more wide open than it's ever been. And I think Oklahoma State fans were excited for the opportunity to really cement themselves atop the conference. And now, I mean, I would not be surprised if they went winless in conference again, right? Like I would not be surprised if they're at the bottom of the Big 12 once again. So really a tough spot for Oklahoma State.
And again, the crazy thing is, Jay, this is the craziness here. Gundy, 2 years ago, he went 10-4. He went 9 and lost in the Big 12 or the Big 12 championship. And then 2 years before that, he won a Fiesta Bowl and finished 7th. Yeah. So it's not like this has been going on for a while, but
it's just these last 2 years are about as bad as it could be.
And he's not helping himself making comments about drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Defending Ollie Gordon. And you got the other stuff, the T-shirts that he would wear, because it's kind of like, ew, don't know about that.
Yeah.
So you have all that wrapped up in one. It's time. I think it's going to take a little bit for Oklahoma State, unless they get someone that can pull some transfers in. Oklahoma State looks very bad right now.
Which things can change in a hurry, but I feel like we've kind of
we've expanded.
We've beaten Oklahoma State down. Let's talk about the other game that happened on Friday night.
Fun.
Iowa and Rutgers, which is not what I expected.
No.
I mean, I expected fun, but I expected me as a defensive fan of football version of fun. I expected a rock fight of the truest sense. And most people would with a Kirk Ferentz and a Greg Schiano team going face to face. But that's not what happened. Iowa and Rutgers, 38-28. You have special teams touchdowns, just a massive kick return to open this game. This was a fun one, Jake.
Oh, my God. How dare they, by the way? Friday night, I'm expecting rock fight, back alley, type of brawl, fist fight action. And we're getting special teams touchdowns. We're getting explosive plays. How dare Iowa and Rutgers have a game like this? Listen, this was a fun football game. Absolute banger of a game. I have a couple questions for Mr. Greg Schiano. Why are you kicking to Weegan? Why? Why are you kicking to him?
Nah, it's like kicking to Dante Hall. Don't do it.
Yeah, you can't do that. Listen, Iowa won in the third phase, Jay. They won on special teams. And Iowa does not get. They do get the credit, I think, from people who watch this sport, but I don't think people realize how good Iowa special teams have been for years. And this is the reason why they won. Okay. Yeah. Slow start on defense in the first half. Their offense started getting rolling. Again, special teams helps them out. This is a good win. Listen, don't let anyone tell you, oh, it's Rutgers. Listen, Rutgers is okay. Iowa has to travel, halfway across the country on Friday night in a packed out Piscataway, SHI Stadium. I have to stop myself.
You got to be careful there.
I have to be careful. SHI Stadium. Huge atmosphere for them. They had a light show, drone show. One more thing, Jay, about Rutgers. Callie McManus, I know they lost. Callie McManus looks a lot more comfortable. He looks like a different guy.
Yeah.
Like, he looks a lot better. He has taken a big step forward.
It reminds me a little bit of the step that Altmaier took last
Mhm.
year.
Yep.
That's kind of how and Kaliakmanis. I'm going to try to say that correctly.
Calic Manis. Yep.
Kaliakmanis. It reminds me a little bit of the step Altmaier took. I feel like Rutgers is going to be a tough ask for a lot of Big Ten teams.
Mm-hmm.
They always
they
are, but
they listen.
And Schiano, they have been.
Yeah. I mean, listen, that they're not going to get the collective depth talent, but Jay, they're in New Jersey. They're going to have a couple dudes, and they have a good coach in Schiano. You got to bring your lunch pail every time you go against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And listen, Schiano, again, not doing that great in the win-loss column, but Schiano was getting he's giving them productive, relevant football games. And I think as a Rutgers fan, you got to be happy at least for that.
Yeah. I mean, this is about as good of a situation as I think Rutgers is going to get. And I would love to see them like pull off some crazy things, but this isn't the Big East anymore. So
also true. Moving on to Saturday, Jay, probably the big, probably the most surprising headline here. Syracuse beats Clemson by 2 touchdowns in Death Valley. Jay, is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of the end of Dabo in Clemson?
I don't know. I think it's still too early to tell. It very well could be, but you got to remember that Dabo, his worst season was like winning 9 games over the past 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is still a Clemson team. Like, I think they're pretty like they're done with the ACC championship. I think they're done with obviously the playoff talk. But man, like, this is just, it's wild to see because it felt like this team was so primed to take a big step forward. It felt like this offense was clicking again. It felt like you had the receiver play that you'd been kind of missing from Clemson the past few years. And it felt like their defensive line was really good. And then you go out there and then you just have an absolute stinker against Syracuse. You get beat by Georgia Tech last week. There was no shame in losing to LSU to start the year.
No.
But now you're 1-3, which is the worst start Dabo Swinney's ever had. I think it's affecting him emotionally. I think he's feeling down about it. But like it's rough when you don't come back out after a loss.
And that's the surprising part about this, Jay, is that I thought Clemson was going to come out inspired, that they were going to come out and they were going to fight for themselves and their head coach. Because even though we laugh at Dabo and, with everything that comes along with him, I always believed his guys fought for him.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that goes along with this is, and why I think it might be the beginning of the end, is this was supposed to be their year. They do things a different way. They don't go out in the transfer portal much. They all development. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. This was our year. We have all this production coming back, and we're not doing anything with it. So that's why I'm, really surprised. And to get beat by 2 touchdowns, I thought that was really surprising. Not great in Death Valley right now.
Yeah, and again, they look disjointed. Like it's not the Clemson that we're used to seeing. Hats off to Syracuse. I think this is a big win for that program.
It is.
They're pretty happy with it, but it doesn't come without a cost because their starting quarterback, Steve Angeli, is out for the season.
Awful news for Syracuse. That is devastating news after you just had one of the biggest wins in your program, probably since last year they beat Miami. So, hey, Syracuse, another one of those old Big East teams. They keep, lighting the fire here, man. Yeah, that's absolutely rough. I don't know. Who do they have? They're on a bye. And then they have North Carolina in 2 weeks, which I will be at, Jay.
You're going to be at that Syracuse, North Carolina game, huh?
I will. Yeah. We got tickets a little too early probably for that one.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, but
it happens.
Hey, get to see a new stadium. I'm trying to think of anything else from that game. One last thing. We talked about disappointing Clemson stuff. Very disappointed in the Clemson's defense.
Yeah.
I don't like, again, Tom Allen. I Tom Allen, I thought was a top 10 coordinator. You know, going into Clemson with all this returning production, there were times they started slow at Penn State, but I always thought Tom Allen was good. I'm very
And
surprised.
I wonder if that's more of a symptom of how much turnover Clemson has had at the coordinator positions,
Maybe.
because it has been inconsistent. You have different coaches coming in constantly. You lose a bit of the consistency where I think Clemson was peaking, right? Because they had coordinators that had been in the program for a while. I think that hurts the development aspect. Guys don't know the system as well. And I know like Tom Allen would have changed his system to kind of be a little bit closer to what Clemson was used to running. That's kind of what you have to do as a coordinator coming into a new place that's established. But I do have to wonder if losing those coordinators consistently has really taken a lot of the bite out of Clemson.
Yeah, I do think we'll talk about Dabo being potential a hot seat later, but I think that's still very short sighted at this point.
Yeah,
Let right up.
but we'll see how it goes. And obviously, again, failing to adapt to the modern football game is something that Clemson has struggled with. One program that has flocked to the new way of playing college football is Texas Tech. And Jake, they had a massive win over Utah that I did not see coming.
Huge.
Much has been made about that defensive line they've picked up in the portal. They have been honestly pretty open about spending, and it has paid off. I think Texas Tech is my clear favorite in the Big 12 now.
I think Texas Tech is going to be your favorite out of the Big 12. Listen, 34-10 victory over Utah. Utah, 4 turnovers. I am just surprised with this Texas Tech defense. Texas Tech, and I know Utah isn't, the greatest show on turf or anything like that, but Texas Tech doing what they did is pretty good. Texas Tech's offense, Jay, also put up 484 yards against Utah. That's the more I mean, yes, I said about the Texas defense, but man, Utah's defense is usually pretty good. You put up almost 500 yards against that
on the road.
Exactly.
And the other piece of it is Morton gets hurt during this game. You have Hammond come in slinging it, and he's still having success too. I mean, kudos to that kid for stepping in when Baron Morton went down and just getting right to work. That was super impressive in my book.
Yeah, and man, I know Utah's usually a well-coached team. Okay? To open up that game, I felt like Utah defenders were always chasing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like Texas Tech was out in space. They were just always chasing. I think Texas Tech outcoached Mr. Winningham.
Yeah.
And listen, Utah's still going to be okay, but Texas Tech, that is a statement that sent shockwaves throughout the Big 12 of, hey, we're here and we're going to compete.
It feels like the recruiting is finally paying off for the Red Raiders.
Oh my God. Yeah. Huge. Absolutely huge win for them. All right. Here's another one, Jay. Indiana just curb stopped Illinois.
Throttled Illinois.
And let's grant it. Illinois, probably a little overrated. Maybe a little overrated, but they're still a good team. They're still a top 25 team at least. And Indiana just mowed them over. Almost and I don't know if this is the case. Do you think Indiana took a little personal that everyone was talking up Illinois as the 4th team?
I think so. I do think so. And
you're like,
is absolutely someone who would highlight that in the locker room.
Hey, you see these guys getting all the poll numbers. You see these guys everyone's talking about. They're the dark horse. And we're all gone. And we're all news. All right, let's see it. I think Illinois has some serious issues in the trenches. And on the flip side of that, I thought that was Indiana's main problem coming into this year. Because I think they still got good skill guys.
Mendoza, I think, is arguably an upgrade at quarterback over Rourke.
Yeah. I didn't like how Mendoza looked in those first couple games. I'm going to be honest, but
Yeah.
he looked good. He looked good on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think, I think Illinois has some issues in the trenches that, again, you have all this returning production, but sometimes you lose a couple guys that you might need. And whatever Indiana exploited, man. But I will say, a little petty, Jay. Kurt Signetti was talking about Iowa
Yeah.
because that's the next game. Did you hear what he said?
He said it was going to be tougher.
He said, "Yeah, it's going to be tougher this week, except for the going to be tougher than the opponent last week." I'm like, oh, I hope I'm reading that out of context. I did not see the clip; I only saw the words. But I'm like, man,
That's
man,
Signetti, dude.
you can be so likable, Signetti. Like Signetti can be so likable, and like he just
He's
says
trying to
these
make
things.
Indiana hateable. I actually
I
kind of
know.
respect it. I respect it.
Man, like he's embracing being the bad guy when he doesn't need to. He could be the Jay, he could be the baby face. He could be the baby face that everyone wants, and he just keeps saying this stuff, you know?
Oh, it's great
It's
though.
like Triple H. Every time you start liking him, he takes a sledgehammer to somebody, and you're like, "No, why did I like him?" For the past couple months. But
man.
okay, Indiana looking good. They are looking like they are picking up where they left off
Dude,
last year.
and I wanted to bring something up here because
Mhm.
we're not going to talk about this program too much. Old Dominion was week 1 for Indiana, and Old Dominion hung tough with them.
Mhm.
Old Dominion was pretty competitive with
Yeah.
Indiana, and then they go and smoke Virginia Tech. Should we talk more about Old Dominion? Like, I think we need to monitor that situation going in.
We probably should. I mean, like, what was there over under set at? What's the 7.5 over under? Was that Illinois that
I
you
think
had?
that
Because
was
I know it's
Illinois' wins.
which by the way, really quick before we talk Old Dominion, I did say I'm like that scares the living daylights out of me because that's giving me West Virginia PTSD. That's 7.5. But anyway, Old Dominion. What is their record right now?
They have the one loss. It's to Indiana, and it was
That's their only
27-14 or something
loss.
like that. Yeah. It's still
Man,
very
they
early in the
throw.
season, but I think I'm going to monitor that situation for sure.
Mm-hmm. Listen, hey, James Franklin coaching tree, Ricky Ronnie. Again, what is he doing at Old Dominion? Play meaningful games. Are you winning games to play meaningful games? Old Dominion, I mean, just beat Virginia Tech. I don't care how bad Virginia Tech is. That's huge for them. And listen, you're in that conference. Keep winning games, baby. But yeah, we got to monitor
That James Madison Old Dominion matchup is going to be fun later this year.
It is. It is Dukes versus Monarchs. Oh man, Dukes versus Monarchs. Virginia versus like 2 Virginia schools. Oh man, absolutely, positively love it. Yeah, Jay, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on the Monarchs.
Monitor
the Monarchs.
the Monarchs.
Monitor Monarchs. Memphis steals one against Arkansas. I thought this was over. Tigers outscore Hogs 15-3 in the second half. Listen, huge win for Ryan Silverfield's team. Listen, Memphis 4-0, have a Power 4 win. Huge for the American. Yeah. And you alluded to it before. Listen, I'm not saying the American is a power conference by any stretch of the imagination, but if you play an American team, I think playing an American team needs to hold a little bit more weight than playing some of these other conferences.
Playing like a Conference USA team. I'm looking at the American, and I feel pretty confident that whoever ends up getting that Group of 5 playoff spot is going to be coming from the American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's Memphis, whether it's South Florida,
North Texas has looked
North
good.
Texas. Woo! North Texas looks good. They put a whooping on Wazoo. We talked 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
But I mean, it's wide open. There's some good football being played in that conference.
Absolutely,
some great football. Jay, here's the controversial one. Oklahoma defeats Auburn 24-17. Oklahoma gets a cheap touchdown after a turnover that I believe was an illegal play.
And the SEC has come out and said it was
Oh,
illegal.
they did.
They did. They admitted to the mistake. They said that you can't simulate, substitutions.
Yep.
And they have said that should have been called.
Yeah. And then there's that. There was a pass interference that wasn't called for Auburn. Auburn really got kind of the short end of the stick here. Auburn did lead the game, but Oklahoma, there was an overturned catch also that kind of took it back. Then Mateer takes the lead late. And then, of course, Oklahoma safety secures the late cover. 10 sacks by Oklahoma, Jay. 10. And they should have lost.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yes. Auburn, listen, I don't come on here defending the Auburn Tigers very often. And to tell you the truth, I would root for Oklahoma 9 times out of 10, probably over Auburn. But Auburn,
they have a legitimate gripe. I feel a little bit bad for Pablo.
Yeah. Yes. I feel bad for Pablo. I don't feel bad for their head coach one bit. But don't. Yo, what is that?
Oh,
yo,
I've never seen that
figure
before.
Something out?
I don't know if that's good. I think I've frozen now.
Now you're frozen. What is happening? I hope that fixes.
Man.
The people listening, because we are mostly a podcast, like download podcast driven base. Jay has frozen himself by imitating Hugh Freeze and giving a thumbs up, and now he's frozen. I don't know how to.
Oh gosh, this is bad. Hold on, I can fix it here.
You can fix it.
Keep going.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll keep going. Yeah, I don't feel bad whatsoever. For Mr. Hugh Freeze, but trying to get Jay back. Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about Hugh Freeze, but I do feel bad for some of my Auburn people. There's a few Auburn people that listen, so I do feel bad for you because you guys got hosed there.
Well,
nope,
I'm still frozen.
That's got to be your new profile picture.
Oh God, this is a mess.
Jay, let's go back to the Big Ten. Michigan beats Nebraska 30-27. Underwood, 12 for 22, 106 yards passing. Ooh, not a great day, but gets to 30 points. How do they get to 30 points with that? Well, Jay, Michigan rushes for 290 yards on the ground. Really disappointed in Nebraska's defense here. Nebraska, on the other hand, rushed for 43 yards. Michigan 7 sacks compared to Nebraska's 1. This game on paper should not have been close. I do not understand how Michigan didn't blow out Nebraska in this game. Both teams, I think, are solid. I'm still not buying Michigan as a playoff team, although their schedule can potentially help them. But I don't know. Nebraska, if you look at the stats, Nebraska should have lost this game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was. I mean, again, Nebraska's competitive. I was really impressed with the steps that Underwood took, honestly. I feel like this is the best he's looked. I feel like the way he was able to play was just so impressive. But it's just, man, it's so shocking to see Nebraska not take, I don't know. How long has it been since they've won a ranked game?
Oof.
Do we have that stat? Because I feel like that's the big one now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You may have to look that up.
I'm looking it up right now.
And in the meantime, we're still trying to figure out what's going on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Big Red hopes
to
break recent.
How about that?
Hey, how'd you do that?
Hard work and dedication. We'll just keep the show moving.
I think I read 2016.
2016 is their last ranked win. So it's almost been 10 years.
Yeah. defeated number 22 Oregon. Ducks finished that, and the Ducks finished 4-8 that year. That last year, Nebraska dominated Colorado at home 28-10. The Buffs weren't ranked. So that their last win was in 2016, and that team finished 4-8. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. Man, 4-8 Oregon. Man, a lot has changed in 10 years. Jeez. All right. Another Big 12. Arizona State beats Baylor. 27-24 walk-off field goal. Jay, I have a hot take. Hot take. Both of these teams will end the season ranked.
I think it's going to be tougher for Baylor, but I do think that Arizona State's still a very, very good program. I think we may have jumped the gun on demoting them after their loss to Mississippi State, especially how that game ended. I mean, it felt like Arizona State had kind of pulled off the comeback after a sleepy start, and then they kind of give up that big play. But I do think Arizona State finishes the season ranked. Not as convinced on Baylor.
Yeah, I'm still high on Baylor. Listen, 3 turnovers against Arizona State. I think that's the difference maker there. I still like Baylor. I still think Baylor's a good football team. Not Big 12, probably not going to make the Big 12 championship, but I still really like Baylor. I still think they can. I still believe they can get to that 9-win threshold.
I think they'll be right there. I think it's going to be
they're
close. But again, the Big 12, as competitive as it is, you never know what's going to happen in that league. Here's another wild one for you. I didn't put this in the notes, so I kind of am ambushing you here, and I apologize for that. Cal started the season out 3-0. They had a big win last week against Minnesota, 27-14, that I thought was a pretty impressive win. They lost 34-0 to San Diego State. I don't know what happened here. Like this one, I was looking at the scorecards, and then I didn't get a chance to like see what happened in this game, but I was just so blown away when I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't watch this one because Jay, look at San Diego State's teams too. They beat Stony Brook, fine.
They lost to that Washington State team
that
got smoked by North Texas.
North Texas. I know, and you guys hear us say this, and like, yeah, we know transitive property doesn't correlate to college football, but like, you lose by 2 touchdowns to Wazoo, and then you just lay a complete. Then you go out and dominate Cal, who has looked decent.
Again, I thought the win over Minnesota was impressive. They were undefeated coming into this one. Like, no idea. We'll have to like go back and revisit that at some point.
I mean, Minnesota. I'll say this about Minnesota and their wins. Buffalo doesn't have an offense. Northwestern State's terrible. Like, they're god awful. So I don't know. Is Minnesota bad? Well, we're gonna find out this weekend if Minnesota is bad because they play Rutgers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if Minnesota's bad.
And somehow Minnesota's still a 5.5 point favorite this weekend. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going to other scores from other games. Mizzou with the win over South Carolina, 29-20. It just feels like
Ahmad Hardy, Jay. We have to start talking about him as one of the best running backs in college football. He is so good. And listen, you got Bo Prabul looking like Trace McSorley Jr. out there. He's gonna throw a dumb interception. He's gonna take risks. He's gonna use his legs, and they're doing what they are setting him up for success: crossing routes, short throws, anything that he can use his legs at any time. So Mizzou looking pretty good. South Carolina drops another one. Lenore Sellers, I know, threw for like 300 yards, but like didn't look great throwing over 300 yards. But yeah, Mizzou, Mizzou's for real.
They'll get tested a little bit more this season, but Mizzou looks good. South Carolina looks a little bit disappointing, I think, at this point. Miami beats Florida. I think Billy Napier is about ready to collect that buyout. Apparently DJ Lagway in a boot as well. So
Not good.
Not great for the Gators. The thing I hate for this team though is their defense is playing their ass off. Like their defense is playing hard.
They are.
And I feel really bad for that unit because there's no offense helping them whatsoever.
And that,
I think, by the way, I think Florida was had 0 for 13 on third down conversions.
I did see that. Yeah, that game was close because Florida's defense kept them in it. And I'm afraid how their locker room outlook is going to be because you're not only losing games, you're losing games kind of one way. You're losing games because the offense isn't producing, and you have a quarterback that everyone is in the beginning of the year, everyone's touting as the the surprise jump
Next to Arch
player,
Manning,
and
he was
he's going to
probably
be
the most
man.
hyped quarterback coming out this year.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, on not saying Jay, but on our show, we're like, hey, I like DJ Lagway, but I'm like, hey, I got to see that he's taking care of the ball a little bit better. And he still has
5
those
interceptions
issues
last week.
Yeah, not great.
USC beat Sparty. I thought Sparty was actually a little more competitive than I thought, especially considering some of the injury issues that we were worried about going into this game.
Oh yeah,
cut bits and pieces of it, and then I had to get to sleep because I had a 10-hour drive ahead of me the next day.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about sleeping in El Paso. This game was on at 11 p.m. Eastern. I forgot this game was even played. I woke up on Sunday. I was like, oh wait. Oh, that's right. USC Michigan State.
I was on Mountain Time,
totally
and
forgot.
I still went to sleep.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this one. TCU keeps the skillet 35-24 over SMU. A little bit of a slow start for SMU, but I think this was about what I expected.
Yeah, I think so. TCU just looks like the better program right now. I think SMU, again, kind of taking that step back. Josh Hoover's going to be one to watch this year. And again, I'm a little bit biased because he is a fellow graduate of Rockwall Heath High School there in the DFW Metroplex. But I think, dude, I don't have the schedule in front of me, so I'm not sure if they do play. But if TCU and Texas Tech play each other this year, that is going to be a fun game to watch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it definitely, absolutely is going to be. Hang on. Our last one here. Maryland. September Maryland is real, Jay. Because September Maryland, like always, they're looking good. They smoke Wisconsin. Absolutely smoke them. 27-10. Maryland is 4-0 right now.
September Maryland, man.
And they have a bye. They get out of September 4-0. They do have to take on Washington in 2 weeks. And that is where Maryland will truly be tested. Washington, Nebraska, at UCLA. Listen, Loxley, he was on the hot seat coming in the year. He has definitely calmed the people down a little bit.
But one coach that entered the year on the hot seat and is going to still be on the hot seat is Luke Fickell. He has, he tried to kind of, I guess, modernize the Wisconsin offense and kind of re-up them. And obviously Phil Longo has moved on now, but it just didn't work out. Like it feels like everything that Wisconsin has kind of built for the last 30 years, the physicality of that program is all gone. The identity is gone. And I think Luke Fickell is right there with Gundy and the probably getting moved on from in this season at some point.
Yeah, and Luke Fickell was, what he did at Cincinnati, it was absolutely incredible. And when he went to Wisconsin, everyone was touted. Luke Fickell was a top 10 head coach. Hey, Luke Fickell, and listen, I still think he has it in him. But again, Wisconsin is just another cautionary tale of people forcing coaches out because they're expecting more when really they're doing exactly what they should be doing at that level. And it's a cautionary tale because now everything that, Brett Bielema and Paul Chris
going back to Barry Alvarez,
even Barry Alvarez. I don't know about going,
but I mean, that's
back,
the identity of the program.
Yeah.
Like that's what the identity of the program has been for forever.
Exactly. No, it is. And I just feel like everything that those guys built, what Barry built, what Brett continued to do, and then what Paul Chris picked up the pieces after Brett left. And now, what do you have to show for it? What do you have to show for it? Because you thought you were better or should be doing better than what your program actually was. Again, when you have a fan base that thinks, oh, anyone can run this offense, anyone can do this, anyone, blah, 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 blah. Well, you just had the biggest name in college football a few years ago become your head coach, and now you're not going to go to a bowl game again. So maybe learn next time. Throw Wisconsin with the Tennessees, although Josh Heupel has done well.
And I don't know that
like,
this is entirely
yeah.
fair to Wisconsin. I think this is more of a symptom of sometimes you have to lean into what your identity is as a program. And if you are going to move on and make a different hire, get with somebody that is, fitting the identity of your program. I think it's the same problem that A&M had with Jimbo Fisher. I think it's the same thing where the guy just didn't really fit the culture of the program. I think to an extent, LSU's having the same problem with Brian Kelly, where the identity just isn't as honored with a new coach coming in. I guess they're not sticking to the identity of the program, and modernizing and all these things is great, but sometimes you got to be who you are. And Wisconsin needs to get back to what the identity of that program was.
No, absolutely. No, I agree. Jay, you're
it's
FCS.
FCS. We love to talk about FCS football here on the Get Back Coach. We highlighted Northern Arizona and Incarnate Word last week, where they played in the Walk-Up Sky Dome, where, yes, the elevation does affect you indoors. I know that was a question that we had last week, or at least one of us had last week on the podcast. And I appreciate you asking that, Jay, because you never learn if you don't try. Northern Arizona beats Incarnate Word 31-23. Good win for that program. The Big Sky, again, one of the best conferences in the FCS. No surprise to see Northern Arizona doing well. Some real bangers this week. We have number 17, South Dakota. The Coyotes are going to play at the Fargo Dome at North Dakota State, 1 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. South Dakota's number 17, North Dakota State, of course, number 1, the returning national champions. And then we go to the Big Sky for a big rivalry. Number 8, Idaho at number 5, Montana. And I know we've already highlighted Montana this year in Washington Grizzly Stadium, but this is a rivalry game. The Little Brown Stein is on the line, a great trophy in the Big Sky between these two programs. 9:15 p.m. Central Time kickoff on ESPN2. So that's not gonna you don't need the plus. You can watch it on ESPN2 for this one. So if you are up late, Jake, I know that's gonna be 10:15 your time. It may be a little bit past your bedtime. But that is going to be a banger of a game that you'll want to tune into.
Oh, absolutely. Little Brown Stein. I might have to. That sounds
like a good trophy video.
That sounds a good trophy video for me. All right, week 5. Really quick before we get into our picks, Army and ECU square off on Thursday night. Not picking it, but a game. Listen, you gonna watch NFL? You're not gonna watch the NFL. Come on, Army and ECU play each other. Definitely, I think that would be a more interesting matchup. That's a styles make fights type of matchup.
It's gonna be a very fun one. I can't wait to watch this one. ECU, by the way, pound for pound, they punch above their weight when it comes to the crowd. I think ECU is an underrated venue. That's a place that I want to go see a game at.
Listen, and
Mitchie Stadium too. I want to go see Army. I've heard Hudson Valley is wonderful in the fall.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, man. Unfortunately, I did not get to play it. I did not get a chance to play at Michi. Gave us this little shitty track. Anyway, it's like terrible football field. Anyway, but ECU, dude, I got a guy that lives an hour from Greensville. I'm trying to get down as well. So
we may have to do that one of these days.
That does look like a really cool place to watch a game.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. So that's on Thursday. Friday night, Florida State at Virginia. Oh, Jay, the lines don't make sense.
It's tricky here. This
It
is
is.
tricky.
Florida State at Virginia. Virginia is a 6.5-point dog at home, 57.5 over under. I'm taking. Listen, Jay. If it doesn't look right, I'm taking it. Virginia plus 6.5. I have no logic for it.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of want to figure out like what Virginia's done this year. I haven't really like looked into the program too much. It looks like they have one loss. This was a one loss came against NC State and in a very good game, 35-31. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. Maybe Virginia has a little something for Florida State there in Charlottesville. Another beautiful campus, by the way. I kind of like the facade they have outside that stadium. Got to drive by it when I was going to Richmond. It's neat. But
You can like
I
watch
think
it from you can watch a game from like the outside, like through the
yeah,
gates almost like,
that's always
you know.
nice. I like that.
Yeah. I've been there.
Uh,
I've
I'm
been
gonna
there.
rock with you with Virginia for this one, and then a massive Big 12 matchup: TCU at
Yeah.
Arizona State. Arizona State is a 3.5-point favorite. Man, it's a fun stylistic matchup because I feel like Arizona State has been more defensive driven so far this year, and TCU is going to look to air it out with Josh Hoover.
Yeah. Give me 54. Give me the over 54.5.
I like it. I think I'm going to
Give me
run
the
with the
over.
over too.
Give me the over. I'm leaning Arizona State, but give me 54.5. Give me the over. Saturday. Wait, where did you pick?
I think I'm going to go with the over too.
You're gonna go.
I don't know. I don't know that I gave a pick because I kind of want to stay away from this game from that point. I just think this is going to be a banger of a game. Can't wait to watch it.
I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Saturday. USC.
Saturday
night. It's all right for fighting. USC at Illinois. Illinois 6.5-point dog. Oh my. 60 over under set at 60.5. Give me the Illini. I don't know if they're going to win, but they're going to keep this game closer. Give me Illini 6.5.
Yeah, this feels like a bounce back spot, and USC is not great in the trenches. I think they're going to be able to move the ball pretty good because they're skill positions. I think you look at the quarterback play from Iva and what they've done so far. I like USC quite a bit, but they're not going to be able to move things in the trenches the way Indiana did against Illinois. So I like Illinois in a bounce back 6.5.
Yeah. Notre Dame at Arkansas. Arkansas 6.5-point dog. Over under set at 64.5. Give me Razorbacks to cover 6.5.
Yeah. So as an A&M fan, I really need Notre Dame to look good here against Arkansas. I guess, Arkansas winning isn't the end of the world because you also get Arkansas on the schedule, but I think I'd prefer Notre Dame to win this one pretty handily, just make that win look a little bit better. With that being said, Arkansas has got to be disappointed with the way they played against Memphis. You would expect them to come out hot. On the other hand, that could have been the end of Sam Pittman. Like that Memphis loss could have been it, and it's
we didn't even talk about that too.
Yeah, not out of the realm of possibility that Arkansas lays down here. I like Notre Dame to win and cover.
Yeah. Listen, Jay, I don't think you have to root for anybody. And also, here's another thing. I mean, let's say you don't win the SEC, you don't want Notre Dame taking one of your spots.
It's true.
Although they shouldn't take one over you anyway.
Yeah, head-to-head on the road.
Also true. Yeah, I like Arkansas in a bounce back, and I think Arkansas is going to be trickier than people think.
Yeah,
they thought that
Taylon Green still looks very good.
That loss to Memphis is going to get people to jump on Notre Dame. No. Arkansas at home makes it close. Louisville at Pitt. Pitt is a 4.5-point home dog. Over under set of 57.5. I hate everything, but I think Pitt. I like Pitt plus 4.5. Everyone's talking about them losing to West Virginia. West Virginia looked terrible this weekend against Kansas. Louisville looking decent. So I like Pitt to cover at home.
Yeah, stranger things have happened in rivalry games than West Virginia upsetting Pitt. Just look at Pitt in the infamous 13-9 game in 2007.
Oh, you had to bring it up.
I'm sorry. These types of things just happen in rivalry games. But yeah, listen, Louisville is undefeated so far this
Yeah.
season. They won big against Bowling Green. They had a win against James Madison. I don't know how much you can read into either one of those. Although, hey, shout out to James Madison for absolutely smoking Liberty.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
We love that on this podcast. Man, I think I'm going to go with Louisville here.
Okay. I like it. I hope Pitt loses.
Yeah.
But
That's how you feel about it.
Just looking at these lines, I think Pitt covers. This is the late addition here. Arizona at Iowa State. Iowa State, a 5.5 point favorite at home. Over or under set at 49.5. Give me Arizona to cover. I think they've looked a lot better. Iowa State is 5.5 point favorite against a team that was awful last year, really under the radar. Noah Fafita, I think, is dynamic enough to give Iowa State some problems. Give me Arizona plus 5.5.
Yeah, if this game was in Arizona, I think I'd agree with you, but it's at Trice. I like Iowa State.
Okay. Ohio State at Washington. Washington, 10.5 point dog at home. Over under set of 52.5. I'm not betting this one, Jay. I think I like Ohio. I think Ohio State. I'm leaning towards Ohio State double digits.
12:30 kickoff local time for Washington. Headed on the West Coast, obviously. If this was a night game at Washington, I think we'd be talking about something different. But with this being midday, I think Ohio State.
Yeah. To cover. Yeah. LSU at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, a 1.5 point favorite at home, over under set of 56.5. I think Ole Miss gets it done.
Dude, I'm coming out right now. I am on the Trinidad Chambliss bandwagon. I think he is one of the most electric players right now that we didn't talk about because he wasn't the starter coming into the season. He has been so fun to watch for Ole Miss. I think he is an absolute problem in Oxford, and frankly, as an A&M guy, I'm glad that Ole Miss isn't on the schedule with him back there because he is going to create nightmares for defenses. Little fun fact for you: Landry Kiffin, daughter of Lane Kiffin, has hard launched her relationship with LSU linebacker Whit Weeks. So
the week before the game,
the week of the game,
this league. Oh my Lord!
You love the drama. This is going to be an interesting one though, because I think Ole Miss is going to be able to put up a lot of points. LSU defense, though, I mean, this is just a fun matchup. This is one of those styles make fights at home in Oxford. Ole Miss favored. I think people have also seen what Trinidad Chambliss has done and have kind of adjusted expectations. I think I like Ole Miss in this one to cover. Are you still mind blown by the relationship?
Wait, who is she dating again from LSU?
Whit Weeks, linebacker, one of their star players.
The guy, the captain.
Yes.
The guy he got kicked out of the game last week.
This is correct.
He got ejected because of targeting.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I didn't know that.
This league.
That guy's an absolute psycho. Oh, Lane. Oh man. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
Well,
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. That man is a psycho. Oh my Lord. Hard launched right before the game. Listen, Lane Kiffin likes to do the mind games. Looks like his daughter and Whit also doing a little bit of mind games. There needs to be cameras.
Who knows who it's going to affect the most?
After that game, there needs to be cameras on Lane and Whit. No matter how it plays out, that there needs to be cameras on both of them. We need to see the interaction between those two. Oh Lord. Jay, you're up. Auburn at A&M. A&M is a 7.5 point favorite. Over under set at 52.5. Jay, how you feeling?
That's a lot. The
It's a lot of
spread's a
points.
lot. We'll see what happens here. I'm terrified of Cam Coleman. I think he's one of the best receivers in the SEC right now on a pure talent standpoint, just an incredible playmaker. On the other hand, this Auburn offensive line just gave up 10 sacks to OU.
True.
And I look at that now defensively. I think Auburn's going to test A&M a little bit. I think it's going to be a different look. I think A&M may have to get back to the run a little bit, but still, Craver and Concepcion, two incredible playmakers. A&M's going to make some big plays, and I've said this before. There's an element to this A&M team where they fall behind. They have the ability to score quickly enough to come back in games. I think that's what carries A&M. I do think Auburn covers, though.
I'm going to go with the over 52.5. I think that's the safer bet.
The other piece of it, Auburn has Georgia next, which I don't think you want to come into that game against Georgia with 2 straight losses.
No. I don't think you can have that. But no, I like over. I like over here. Indiana at Iowa. Iowa, 7.5-point home dog. Over under set of 52.5. Give me Iowa with the hook, 7.5. I think this is a trap. Iowa didn't look great against, they played against Rutgers. I think everyone saw Indiana's like, whoa, Indiana's gonna blow them out. No, doesn't happen. Iowa 7.5.
Yeah, I think the Iowa scoring potential is going to come back to earth a little bit. I also think Indiana, what they did, they're going to come back to earth a little bit too. Kinnick, notoriously a tough place to play. If Mendoza can replicate his performance, and he does it against Iowa, we really need to be looking at this Indiana squad in a big way. I think Indiana ultimately wins this, but I think it'll be a very tight game. If Mendoza really opens it up, we're going to have to talk a little bit harder about Indiana.
Yeah, actually, you know what, Jay? I'm curious. I'm a little curious here. Wow. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I want to tell you something. I'm looking at one of the spread, the betting sites that I'm not allowed to say. 94% of the money is on Iowa. 94% of the money line on Iowa State. The spread, 85% of people are on Indiana minus 7.5. The buildings in Vegas are, they're big for a reason. People didn't win. I'm hammering Iowa plus 7.5 in this one.
There you go. And we'll see what happens here. Again, maybe Indiana will wisen up and not kick to a certain guy back there. Make that a little bit better.
Yeah.
Another massive game between Alabama and Georgia lined up. This should be a fantastic matchup with Gunnar Stockton, Ty Simpson. Georgia has won games multiple ways already this year, defensive, offensive. Still don't really know what we have with Alabama. Obviously, they blew out Wisconsin, but Wisconsin looks terrible.
Yeah, they're bad.
It's I don't know, 2.5, Sanford Stadium. Like, this is going to be a fun game to watch, but I think I'm staying away from it from a betting perspective. Just kind of excited to see what Gunnar Stockton and company do, and what Ty Simpson and company do.
Yeah, Jay, I went back and forth on this one. Give me Alabama. Give me Alabama money line. Again, everything
with the revenge aspect.
Yes, everything you look at this game says, of course Georgia wins. Of course Georgia wins. I'm going to, again, with this spread, 75% of people on Georgia. I love fading the public. I love fading the public.
I love getting faded in public. Sorry, nope, that's not what I meant.
Nope, can't do that.
Just kidding. That was a joke.
A joke.
I just wanted to get a little pun, a little wordplay out there. Be responsible.
Bama money line. I love Bama money line this week.
It'll be a fun one. And
Yep.
and speaking of faded in public, BYU at Colorado.
At Colorado. Talk about the third quarter in Colorado or second quarter in Colorado.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun one. BYU ranked now.
Mhm.
They've gotten up into it. Colorado is, I don't know, inconsistent. I think it's the best way to describe what this team is right now. I think BYU is just, again, more of an identity there. I like the physicality that BYU has. Again, I think it's a terrible matchup for Colorado. I just don't think they fare well against teams that are better in the trenches, and BYU takes advantage of their trench play. I like BYU in this one.
I like BYU. Don't like the spread. Give me the under, Jay.
I like it.
Give me the under. I like the under. I think this is going to be a bit of a rock fight. I think this is going to be a surprising rock fight. And now, Jay,
it's your turn.
The premier game of the week. Oregon comes across the country to Penn State. Penn State is a 3.5-point favorite. What? Over under set of 53.5. Penn State probably gets an extra 2 points because it's at home and during the whiteout. Here's the thing, Jay. Oregon has looked awesome. They have looked like a
Dante Moore looks like a Heisman contender.
Yes, a well-oiled machine. Dante Moore looks great. Their defense is playing well. Where Penn State, they've looked fine. Yeah, you look at their scores, but they're not blowing teams out like they should. A little sluggish. Jay, coming off of a bye, I don't like that. I don't like coming off the bye in college football.
Rust versus rest, and I think it tends to be more rust these days.
Yes, for the majority of teams. I hate to say this. If I was not a Penn State fan, Jay, I would be taking Oregon plus 3.5. But I'm a Penn State guy. And because, again, I feel like I'm the head coach, Henry Winkler, in The Waterboy, where he's like, he fakes left, he fakes right. He thinks about faking.
About faking.
Coach Klein. Yeah. Everything tells me Oregon in this game. And getting points too? But you're telling me Penn State's still a 3.5-point favorite. That's kind of how why I'm leaning towards Penn State in this one. Penn State needs to figure it out on offense. Yeah. I believe in Penn State's defense that they will at least hold Oregon at bay. But Penn State needs to get something going on offense. And I hope they can just run it right at them. And then hopefully it opens up Drew. But give me Penn State to cover the 3.5.
Penn State has been coasting in the early part of this year. They've been saving their best for this game. I like Penn State to go out there, run away with it. I think you got the new starter at quarterback for Oregon. This is going to be the first really, truly hostile environment that he's entered. He's not going to be prepared for it. I love Penn State in this one. Give me the Nittany Lions.
I love it. You have the confidence. Listen, anxiety out the wazoo for Penn State right now. There's so much anxiety right now. Because listen, Jay, I said this before it went on. In those other the big games, Penn State's an underdog. This is one of those games where you're supposed to win. You're supposed to have this one. You're a favorite in this one. You need to have it. You need to have it. Go out there and take it. Flip the narrative. Are you going to flip the narrative, or is it going to be Groundhog's Day all over again? I don't know, but
only one way to find out.
We need this one.
Yeah,
we really do.
It's going to be a massive one.
Jay, land the plane.
What a Saturday slate of games that we have, folks. Just an incredible day from start to finish, and we got some games during the week too. But we appreciate each and every one of you who supports us. Do all the things that help us grow as a podcast, like, subscribe, go check out Battle Bets. Again, not just on Apple anymore. You can sign up for the web version of the game as well. It's 100% free. It's for college football fans. It's the best. But again, give us those 5-star ratings, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Word of mouth still works. It's still great in this age.
It does.
We appreciate all your support. Thank you for tuning in with us each week, and we'll catch you next time.
From everybody, from the Get Back Coach. Have a great week.